dream big.
Dream big. Open some daya. Some daya pa. Dream big.
I was going to say, what's like Cassie? That's what you're going to say, right?
No. Why? Oh. That's vernacular translation. No.
We'll take our headlines for the morning. Some cane weavers in the capital are worried about the future of the sector of government that's not coming to the rescue.
Well, Information and Media Relations Minister has been accused of lying over his comments on the disbursement of the Media Development Fund.
Executive Director of General Independent Broadcasting Association, GIBA, Gerald Ankara, accused Information Minister of perjury as controversy surrounding 1 million Media Development Fund deepens.
Well, concerns grow about the fate of children caught in paternity wars as Kolebu DNA Center sees a spike in number of doubting parents clientele. And
some traders in capital express concern about slow pace of business as Christmas approaches.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Particularly my interest is on that story about the DNA as to well, whether it's your child or it's not your child. But we have the details of the news all up next.
Okay.
And so we now bring you the details of the news. But in the course of this whole news segment, and also on the AM show, which is live on the Joy News channel of Multi TV, please get interactive on the social network pages we have made available for you. We have a short code 1760, and also go through our page, which is on Facebook, which is the Joy News on TV page. Well, now a 25-year-old welder has been arrested in connection with that murder of one Rosemond Nyampong, worker of Stanbic Bank here in Accra, in her house at Bachona on the Spinters Road. And the suspect, Ibrahim Ban Kwame Oyute, was arrested from his hideout at Krobodumase in the eastern region upon a tip-off with Miss Nyampong's vehicle in his possession. Some other items belonging to the deceased, including a television set, a DVD player, a sound system and 3 speakers, were retrieved from the suspect's residence, which just was a few blocks from the deceased house.
The controversy surrounding the 1 million Media Development Fund has taken another twist with the Executive Director of the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, GIBA, Gerald Ankara, accuses Information and Media Relations Minister of perjury. And according to him, the comments by Mahama Yarega, which suggested that GIBA was part of a meeting during which a decision has been taken to distribute laptops to media organizations, is untrue. The minister was explaining the disbursement of the fund in Parliament, but Gerald Ankara has denied assertions that GIBA was part of any such meetings.
10th, 2013, my attention was called to publications in the Daily Graphic and the Daily Guide to the effect that some consignments of laptops have been, distributed, GIBA inclusive. I'm again taken aback when this morning my attention was called to the effect that another statement that a statement had been made to a much bigger body, that is Parliament, on GIBA receiving a consignment. We have not received any offer, much more to accept. And as we are talking today, I am telling you emphatically that GIBA has not received a single laptop. We've not even had any offer whatsoever. So find out where the laptops are.
So the chairman or president of the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, Gerald Ankara, in the studio of the Joy News channel. But the news team also tried to find out what the concerns of those who would have been the beneficiaries of the media fund or the laptop, so to speak, were. The journalists.
I'm aware some time ago I heard GGA got some of these laptops. I don't know who got them, and last year those of us who won GGA were told we got some uhurus, but I cannot tell whether those uhurus were from this media fund or whatever. So I cannot tell exactly where those laptops have been taken to.
To be honest, I don't know what it is, this fixation with laptops. There are lots of people who don't work in the media, who are not there are lots of people who don't work in them, people who are doing all sorts of things. They are able to afford laptops. I don't think that's what the media needs. I think what the media needs is to be structured in terms of the training, in terms of where the funds should go to. For instance, the Ghana Journalists Association, we have our secretariat. What kind of technological structures do we have there so that when we are covering elections or whatever, that you can go there and be sure that, yes, this is comparable to any standard anywhere else in the world? It's for development. So let's channel the resources into areas which will also advance media development so that we can see a spill-on effect. I think that's what is most important. I don't think laptops are going to do that.
I don't know. I mean, those are questions that are still being asked. I think the GJ today asked questions also. The GEBA also is asking questions. I think bottom line, we need transparency. So government needs to be more careful in putting out information broken down that can be verified. I think that's what we need, because other than that, it will become another scandal. Scandals fueled by lack of information more than anything else. So if they have indeed spent money, if the fund was operational, they didn't tell us. They should tell us. Why didn't you tell us? Where's the transparency? What do you use it on? How many laptops? They've mentioned how many laptops. The question is about whether all the money, I'm told is 1 million CDs or so, was indeed spent on the laptops, or other monies went somewhere else, etc. So those are questions that need to be asked. Bottom line, we need transparency.
Maybe then that earlier announcement didn't come, because I remember the last time I heard about from the minister, we got the understanding that the seed money or the fund is not operational because the necessary funds, quote unquote, hasn't come in yet. So maybe over the past 2 weeks, something has come in and they went ahead to purchase these laptops. But again, everybody would have thought that the minister would have come out to announce that now the money is in. These are the trustees of this fund. This is how you can access or get support from this fund. It would have been nice. Well, but if that is what they are saying, quite interesting.
Yes, the best thing to do is to leave the fund to the journalist. If you allocate money to, let's say, a particular ministry or a particular agency, the central government does not keep the money and then disperse it. So if you are giving this money to the media, I think a body made up of the Media Commission, GGA, GIBA, and Primpac, all of those media-related institutions should come together and manage this fund. But if you leave it in the hands of government, every government has their own favorite media houses and journalists, so it may end up being used to promote a particular cause.
With Christmas just days away, traders still contend business has slowed down. They remain disappointed at the consistent hikes in prices of goods, and they're saying it's discouraging shoppers. While shoppers cry over price hikes, the traders are also pushing for this.
While shoppers cry over price hikes, the traders are also lamenting poor sales.
As at last year, sales was very good. Starting from somewhere September, there was a rush, people were buying and other things, but this year, very bad. Last year, in a day, we can sell like almost 150 boxes of Vitamilk bottle, but talking about this year, we sell like 10 boxes, 20 boxes, which is very bad.
So from the 7th of December to 15th of January 2013, the market was good. A day you can sell up maybe about 1,000, 3,000, 2,000. But right now, we get 24 Ghana cedi a day, 45, 50 Ghana, 70 Ghana. The market is not moving. When you go to the market, things are expensive. We don't get any profit from what we are doing right now.
Months to the Yuletide, I come around to find out how traders are making sales towards the Christmas. Last month I was here to find out the same thing, and this month I have come again. And I am not hearing anything different. They tell me that market is not really going too well for them. Last year I came around and the same song was sung. Now I am wondering what exactly the issue is. Is it that indeed things have not changed, or is it that they do not understand how inflation impacts on the prices of goods and services, or they are just simply overwhelmed by the economic challenges that we are facing currently?
The mentality of Ghanaians as regarding festive moment is changing. And as a result of that, the rush with which people go and shop before the festive period is also changing. That is also affecting the way people are patronizing goods and services in the country. So it is not just because of the rise in inflation. Then also, you have also realized that over a period of time, people are beginning to respect their personal budget or their personal financial plans. So people do not just go shopping because festive period is coming.
He also explains the link between inflation and prices.
There is a lot of misconception about inflation because the point that some spontaneous increase in prices does not necessarily mean inflation, because inflation must operate over a period of time. So that is what we normally say is the consistent increase in prices of goods and services over a period of time. Again, people should not think that if inflation is around 13.2, therefore, if you go to the market, every item has its price gone up by 13.2. It is an average indicator. In fact, there are some items whose price have gone up just by 1%. So when we are talking about inflation, we must also be talking about the new value of the items. So some of the price increase is because of value addition to those products on the market.
In spite of the current economic challenges the country is plagued with, traders are still hopeful the Yuletide will bring them some good tidings. Abigail Adamakwenji for Joy News.
I will look at some commodity prices, and the managing director of the Precious Minerals Marketing Company Limited, Reuben Dumpty, has called for greater investment in gold, noting the industry is still lucrative despite a sharp drop in prices. The commodity, from a high of nearly $1,700 at the beginning of 2013, is now selling at about $1,200.
The sharp decline in price has, however, not made the price of jewelry any cheaper on the Ghanaian market, except goldsmiths say there's been a significant drop in the number of patrons. The owners of some jewelry shops in Accra we visited are not eager to speak on camera, but say an 18-carat wedding band for the groom, on the average, sells for about 400 Ghana cedis, with a 14-carat ring going for some 300 Ghana cedis.
For us, it's not significant to change our pricing in terms of jewelry, but it's good because the small scalers then can sell their gold, because most of them are holding some stocks which they bought during the low. So I think it should help us in terms of export demands.
The Precious Minerals Marketing Company Limited is railing from the impact of the slump as it has affected its revenues.
We all anticipated gold price would stay at the levels within the first quarter. Then it all suddenly dropped into the 1200s, which was a vast revenue loss to us. That's why I'm saying if it had happened in June, at least we could have recouped some of our losses and then be able to match our budget, our estimated revenue budget, both for us and of course for the country. The country needs the gold proceeds for its development. And as you are aware, this drop causes a national revenue drop.
He, however, explains why there is still very good prospects in the precious metal.
The drop also has an advantage. You can buy your gold now as an investment and sell it when it begins to yield. And for those of you out there, we are doing scrap gold, so you can bring in your all jewelry, your coins, your cases, and this we buy and pay for instantly. So despite the drop, people are wearing rings and other things, so they are rich. So we do, this is a new line we've introduced, at least in terms of people knowing that scrap gold is also, valuable on the market.
He adds that they remain hopeful demand for jewelry over the holidays may drive prices up before the year ends.
Some cane weavers here in Accra are worried about the future of the sector if government does not come into their rescue. A number of them who have been speaking to Joy News says apart from a dip in their sales, the levies charges change on their exports is driving them out of business.
Most of these cane weavers have been in this business for more than 10 years, weaving furniture, baskets and other items from rattan and bamboo. Business, they say, used to be lucrative some years ago until recently when they had to stop exporting their products due to the high import levies. We caught up with 41-year-old Wafa Kwabna, who has been in the business for 20 years.
Personally, I don't be called I'm cotton, but they say the business now cruise and I make us say they say the minimum the amana blicky Emma because first in the Nanka, but they say the.
He added, many of the youth he trained have left the business to engage in other commercial activities since they find that more lucrative.
Because once I have my crime, you must see the being so tired, need some name of the oh, it didn't to me. I do our perfect no 1.5 years, no way. You are 2 years. If you are crazy, no way.
Christmas used to be a season for making a lot of profits, especially with the sale of baskets for hampers. But Patrick Kusi, who has also been in the business for 10 years, say they are not so sure about this Yuletide, especially following the government's directive against the distribution of hampers by governments, departments and agencies.
Especially hampers, ministries, governments, companies, network, or workers. Now this year government, Abama order say, Momon Chenya Maneskenyo. The Amabusian Koboy, the year, baskets, boss, baskets, I over 5,000 millions from them, and to be crowd. You are my name, to be family, say, make a Bambusam Koje. Say, may find quite crab and fast meet here, and of this month is Moji. Agreement, you see me baskets, name boss, I mean, one crowd, made them akutia.
They appealed to government to assist them in exploring more opportunities in the business and take another look at the export levies. Matilda Wemegas reports for Joy News.
The Cape Coast School for the Deaf needs more classroom blocks and dormitories to be able to accommodate the many applicants on its waiting list. Authorities say they're currently severely constrained by space, and explaining the classrooms, which should ideally contain 15 students, now hold about 40.
The authorities maintain no more students can be admitted until those in Form 3 pass out. The coordinator of the school's health and education program, Martina Blo, told Joy News in an exclusive interview inadequate infrastructure is seriously affecting effective teaching and learning as the few classrooms are packed beyond capacity. She therefore called for the expansion in infrastructure so they can accommodate a lot more of the handicapped children, especially because such children will otherwise be neglected by society. Martina Blo explains the school also does not have enough resources to cater for the close to 500 students who depend solely on the school for their upkeep.
Coming and the classrooms, the normal size should be 15 children in the class, but now you go to a class, you have about 30 or 40 students in the class, so we need the infrastructure to. The children, they don't pay fees, and their parents, to be called they are handicapped, they neglect them. So we need financial support and material support. Can it be food, books, clothing, drugs, anything that human beings need? We need that support too.
One of the students, Hannah, laments in sign language. The Central Region branch of Zoom Lion, a waste management company, has meanwhile donated assorted items after cleaning up the school. Georgina Pierce reports.
A 13-year-old girl who was recently rescued from serving as a fetish slave may just end up in the situation again. This is because the media spotlight through her led her to the rescue has brought teachers at her school into trouble. Her engaged parents are said to be threatening the teachers with juju and curses.
Parents, after Joy News aired the story, took it out on the teachers, accusing them of inviting journalists to blow up their daughter's case. It's since become a daily ritual for the parents and other relatives to hail abuses and curses at the school, to the extent that the chief of the area has had to intervene. The end of the school term this week, the teachers say, will come at a great relief to them. They are, however, not so sure about Angela, as with none of them available to seek her interest, she may be sent back to the shrine. At the heart of the parents' frustration is the fact that they've been denied the wealth that would have come with Angela's initiation into Chokoshi. Meanwhile, Chokoshi tradition also states that another virgin will have to be sacrificed to the shrine should anyone have carnal knowledge of Angela having been already dedicated. A flouting of this custom, it is believed, will result in mysterious deaths in the community. Angela, at this point, badly needs support from wherever. Komlado's report.
Well, that's it for the news. Before we go, though, a recap of our top stories.
Some cane weavers in the capital are worried about the future of the sector if government does not come into their rescue.
Well, one person has been arrested in connection with the murder of one Rosemond Nyampong, a worker of Stanley Bank, who was murdered in her house at Bachon on the Spinters Road.
And some traders in the capital expresses concern about the slow pace of business as Christmas approaches.
Well, these are the stories we have for you on the AM News. Next, we bring to you sports on the AM show.